Hi Pisces, welcome to High Priestess Healing Tarot, where you are the High Priestess every day. Let me just make sure everybody has clothes on, okay? Okay, everyone has clothes on. We got 3 cards. Look at these divine femmes, right? The gift, the scales, the spring. We got the spring recently. All right, I'm already getting the Divine Sisters of Fate energy from the 3 of Cups in the original Rider-Waite deck. Moving forward with pure intentions, enlightenment, and taking action through that. Allowing the purity of your intentions and the wisdom from your enlightenment to guide you in your decision making at this time. Okay, that felt right. The gift. Your spiritual expansion, your spiritual spidey senses are probably super activated right now. I was talking about this with High Priestess Kimberly. Go follow The Path Illuminated on Instagram for her content. It's so soul driven and spirit led. Right now, the energy is so intense. If you are walking this path and you're tapped in and you're doing the work and you're stripping down a lot of layers, it can feel really overwhelming right now. Because like we've been talking about, seeing beyond the veil is becoming a lot easier, and seeing people's bullshit and illusion in the moment is clearer and clearer. Your gifts may be something around that, being able to see in the moment, like this person's not understanding the words or boundaries or priorities I'm setting for myself, the energetic limitations and invitations I am setting for myself. Your clair abilities, whether it's clairvoyance, claircognizance, clairsentience, clairalience, clairgustance, clair empathy, right? Whatever it is, they all might be very, very sensitive right now. See how she's like holding the side of her face? It almost looks like she's putting a finger in her ear. This is giving clairaudience to me, and a lot of times claircognizance and clairaudience can overlap a bit. If you have been experiencing a heightened sensation of rapid downloads, or in the moment being like, this person is not on the vibrational wavelength to understand this boundary that I'm setting and the root of why, because they're still operating in illusion, dysfunction, codependency, or a place of limitation and restriction on themselves. If things like that are happening, guess what? Good job. Good job, Pisces. You're in the right place. You're doing the right thing. Can you sit back and allow it all to play out like a movie while still honoring your gifts? Okay, that was that one. When you do this, Pisces, the scales, things are going to start to come into balance for you. You're going to see even more clearly every time you say no using your gifts and yes using your gifts to what is and is not aligned. That gift is going to get amplified, louder. It's going to come in much louder. It's going to be much clearer. Every time you say yes to that intuition, every time you honor it, every time you say no to somebody that is not in vibrational alignment with you, whether they understand it or not, when you say no, that's that spiritual gift, that intuition, that gut instinct, it gets stronger. That is your spiritual muscle right now. And when you do that, you're coming into a time of heightened enlightenment and fairness and justice coming into balance for you, by you. Okay. More circumstances will be fair. More circumstances will be balanced, but it's not going to be because people are coming correctly. It's going to be because you're showing up embodied, and that is the actual alchemization of wounding and the acceptance and surrender of the gifts that you've been given through this healing process. They're not going to come to you correct. They're going to come to you all kinds of ways. You have to show up embodied with the gift, trusting that it's right, even if it makes you look like a bitch, even if it makes you look crazy, even if it makes you look like you're being inconsiderate of other people's whatever agendas. If it doesn't feel right, you say no and you stand in it. And if it does feel right, you go to it. That's balancing the scales for you energetically in relationships, in collaborative partnerships, in professional, hi baby, in professional teams. Can you scooch? Neptune says don't fall for the illusions, right? Neptune in Neptune in retrograde. I almost said netrograde. She's saying, don't fall for the illusions. They're coming out in abundance right now. But you're ready. You're ready. You're in this. You're embodied. You're seeing, right? All these messages about seeing clearly. It's now. It's for now. It's for now. In the spring. Remember this. See how she's looking down? The stars all around her. The flow of the water around you. The flow of your intuition around you. There's peace and serenity here in your throne of, I accept the gift. I accept the wisdom. I'm moving in it, making decisions in it and from it, even if it means I'm sitting alone. Because this is tranquility, and this is remembering my oneness with the divine in me. Oh, wait, Pisces, this was... Hi. Does that resonate? Is that happening yet? All right, let's see what's going on. Especially if you're having instances with sisters, divine feminine circles, women, fellow sisters. You can have boundary conversations that are not confrontational. Though confrontation's not wrong or bad, so don't get that twisted either. You're allowed to not be a good girl, good boy, right? But there is a way of, and there is a way to communicate boundaries in a way that's saying, I understand that you're operating this way, and I'm not going to tell you that's wrong. I choose to operate this way. This makes me feel safest. This makes me feel most regulated in my nervous system. So I'm going to honor that. It doesn't have to be a me versus you. It can be a you do it that way, I do it this way. And then see, is there an ability for us to come together, to work together? And sometimes it's no. Honestly, a lot of times it's no. But there will be other times if someone's awakened enough to be like, I hear you. I respect that. I honor that about you. I love that you set that boundary for yourself. I love that you have a bar set high. I love that you're prioritizing how you feel, because we get so lost in not prioritizing how we feel. We get so lost in the grind, in the money, in the day-to-day, right? Neptune is all over this reading. She's saying the illusions are really, they are, right? They're all over the place. I know. Mwah. Thank you, miss. Okay. Thank you, spirit guides, guardian angels, ancestors, Archangel Michael. Please help me in pulling insights. Yep. Look at that. See that, Pisces? That's illusion. That's confusion. Is there a snake in this cup? Why don't I understand what's underneath the covering of this cup? Is this cup really going to deliver for me? All these, like, can I trust this? 8 of Wands. So this is going to be showing up in communication with people, right? These confusing moments, these moments of seeing people's illusion, or maybe exposing places where you used to hold the same. That's okay. That's great. When you're interacting with people, maybe from the past, or from the past, but it's in a different body now, you know what I mean? When you see the confusion, the illusion, the delusion, the lies, the dysfunction, the codependency, the toxic perpetuation of patterns, when you see it in someone else, it can be a mirror for you. I posted about this last night. It can be a mirror for you to show you how far you've come from believing that old illusion, right? And that's an opportunity for you. 7, 8, move forward in sequence. 8 of Wands, fast moving communication, fast moving energy, fast moving downloads, forward movement, right? This is also a nod towards, you might be feeling energetic. I'm going to be honest with you. I'm feeling this right now, what I'm about to say. You might be feeling like so much of this energy and so much of the clarity being bestowed upon you, and the gifts expanding, and it's a little bit at this rapid rate right now. Maybe it's because of planets. I'm not exactly sure. It's okay to feel like, what the F is going on? It's okay to be like really overwhelmed by it and be like, it seems like it's moving really fast and I can't keep up. And I'm also questioning, like, am I being crazy? I'm saying no so fast. Am I being crazy? I'm setting these boundaries so quickly. Maybe you're not crazy, Pisces. Maybe you're in the fluidity of embodiment, right? Take that if that resonates. And remember that if you need to. Okay. Additional insights here for the Pisces Collective. Thank you for being here, guys. Whoa. Death and rebirth, baby. That's that Scorpio shit. I love it. Major Arcana. This is spirit. This is your higher self. This is the grand plan. This is the soul contract. The illusions were always, whoa. The illusions were always supposed to die. Your gifts were always supposed to come online. The illusions were always supposed to die. And your gifts were always going to come online. Your free will is how you choose to move with them or not. And that's like no judgment and no shade from me. Free will is free will. And I'm clinging to free will. 9 of Wands. You've seen this all before. This is not your first rodeo. You're tired. Trust the fatigue, Pisces. If you feel tired when these illusions come up, or drained when these illusions come up, or these people come up, these conversations come up, that's a sign. That's reminding you, hey, you already won that battle. You don't need to do that again. You already have the wand. You already learned that lesson, right? You're allowed to say no now. You don't have to give another chance. You don't have to give a benefit of the doubt. If you've seen the pattern play out in another body, another person, or the same one, you're allowed to be like, this is a rerun. And I don't do syndication. Unless it's I Love Lucy. Anyway, that's a different story. Focus, Jessica. Thank you, spirit guides, guardian angels, ancestors, Archangel Michael. Please give me additional insight on this. We're witching today, right? The old ways blocked your third eye. The old ways made you fatigued because it was draining your spiritual abilities. Energetic vampires do that. They siphon your energy to charge them. Pay attention to how you feel while and after you talk to somebody. Another confirmation from Miss Neptune. There you go, Pisces. 6 of Wands, being victorious. She's sweeping away the energy. She knows I was in it this morning. Like, what is going on? 6 of Wands, victory, success, self-appreciation, self-acknowledgement. Not everyone's gonna like this. And the people that do like it, those are your people, man. And that could be strangers on the internet just being like, hey, I saw that post. I love what you did. Keep going. Or like, hey, I needed to see this. I needed to hear somebody else was going through this. Could be you posting a comment on a YouTube tarot video, whether it's this one or somebody else's, reiterating a boundary, a reinforcement, sticking to the new pattern, not dipping back into the old cycle, and people being like, I needed to know somebody else was going through this. 4 of Cups means something's coming in while you're focusing, maybe while you're meditating, maybe while you're like minding your own business in this process of like deflecting, right? Saying the no's to what's not aligned and focusing on what you're building. Something else comes in. And it may be subtle. It may be subtle, Pisces. Can you be open to the subtleties? Maybe you already are, right? Sensitive to them. That's a beautiful thing. But it may be a subtle incoming, a subtle confirmation, a subtle gift, a subtle sign. We'll get clarity on that. I'm super curious now. Can I get one more here for the spring? Whoa, Knight of Wands. Forward moving action. Spirit-led inspiration towards something new. What does that mean? Okay, let me not get ahead of myself, right? Yep. Damn. Ace of Pentacles. Something is coming in. Look at how much free will is here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Mostly fire and water. Actually, it's all fire and water. Your fire is your spirit-led intuition. It's your motivation from the divine. It's those sudden pings of, I know what I need to do. This is right. This is moving me for a reason. And the Cups is your emotion, your intuition, right? The fluidity, the stillness, the slowness. Ace of Pentacles. Something comes in. Okay, let's do this. Something comes in for you. What is that Ace of Pentacles? I'm so curious. Oh my God is good. Okay. It's a new idea. It's a new career opportunity. It's a new venture. You say no to something, Pisces, or you say no to a bunch of shit, Pisces. Something else presents itself because the universe is like, got it. She tweaked or he tweaked or they tweaked the algorithm. They said no, 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 no to these things. They said yes, 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 yes to these things. So now we're going to deliver those things where you once felt stuck and imprisoned, and you said things like, it's out of my control, or I can't do anything about it, or I have to. You're moving into emperor mode where you're like, no, I make the rules for this life, for my life, for how I live, for who I engage with, for who I work with, who I interact with romantically, emotionally, platonically, professionally. I'm in charge now. I'm not a fucking victim. I'm a fucking emperor. You got that, Pisces? Because that's what the cards are saying. Don't let them fucking forget either. You don't need to tell them. You just show them. Right? The end to the old leads to the victory of your new. That old way of living helped you survive. The new way of living is what you're going to embody to thrive. Capiche? Okay, give me 1 second. 10, 18 plus 6 is 24. Breaks down to 6 of Wands anyway. 7 of Wands, which is ascension. Defending yourself, standing your ground, holding those firm boundaries. That is the way. It's that simple. It's that simple. But I say simple and it's like, It's simple in process, but it is energetically, emotionally work, because you have to commit and dedicate and devote. Okay, this feels right. Can I get additional insights on this journey? Potential outcomes here. Pisces, they're really loud. Pisces, spirit is screaming. There's something, you're supposed to do something else, Pisces. This isn't going to be for everybody, this message, but if you've been coasting, you know that there's something bigger for you. They want you to start dedicating time each day towards that path, whatever that is. This might be a call for the healers again. And if it's not the healers, it's if it's not just the healers, it's if you know that you've been coasting in an unfulfilling situation and you've been playing with the idea or imagining or visualizing this alternative way of being, living, working, making money, loving, and it excites you and creates eagerness in you, they're saying it's time. It's Leo season. It's time. Time to shine, time to burn, time to roar, time to be seen. It's time. They really want to provide here. There's something that's going to come in aligned with the no's and aligned with the yeses. Whoa, another pentacle. And it's going to grow slowly over time, but the flurries that come in will be immediate. You'll be able to recognize them right away. Virgo, Taurus, Capricorn, could be a masculine coming in some way, and it doesn't have to be a male, just somebody with masculine energy. They're the doers. The feminine is the being, the masculine is the doing, right? Can I get additional insight here? Look at this moving forward. Look at this body language. Ready? This person's looking back this way, right? And what are they? Wounded, tired, fatigued, right? And look at this. Moving this way, moving this way. Knight of Pentacles moving this way. 8 of Wands moving this way. Even the aces are moving that way. I'm curious. 4 of Cups moving that way. We'll get to these. I'm curious about this. Can I get additional insight here? Ace of Pentacles, Knight of Pentacles. 1, 2, 3 Pentacles. Lots of people are going to want to work with you, teammate with you, collaborate with you. What is this, Pisces? Is this career? Is this a project? Is this... Again, don't let the sun go down on me. Although I search myself, there's always someone else I see. And don't let a fragment of your life to wander free. Losing everything is like the sun going down on me. This came up yesterday, right? A lot of people are going to be upset about the sun setting on their chapter and period in your life. It will be challenging. I'm not going to lie to you. It is difficult. But that also is what it is. And look the way that they're facing, that way. It's like that way is the past, this way is the path forward. Miss Jupiter is confirming with her expansive pause. Thank you, Miss. People might be heartbroken about this. There may be breakups, wake-ups, shake-ups on other people's end. Pisces, that just means that you're a catalyst for other people's expansion. Look, there's the 3 divine sisters of fate. Page of Pentacles, something coming in. Wheel of Fortune, things turning in your favor because you're doing the shadow work. You're doing the hard thing. You're saying no in the hard ways. Saying no in the hard ways is like saying no to people, places, and things that aren't necessarily inherently toxic or abusive or bad. You want the mouse? Hey, you want this? And that's why it's harder when it's not blatantly toxic, it's not blatantly abusive, it's not blatantly like wrong. You might be like, if you're recovering from people pleasing or codependency, or, right, in your family, you might be like, am I being a bitch? Am I being too much right now? Am I being like extra that I expect a certain level of reverence and respect or honoring or communication or whatever the thing is? No, you're not being too much and you're not being any of those things. If you're honoring you, you're honoring you. That's why it's hard though. I think I'm starting to rebrand the hard is part of the gift too. The hard means if it's hard, it's like, wow, you're brave. Wow, you're strong. Wow, you're doing something worth doing, right? And look, this Neptune sweeping the energy away. You are the High Priestess. This is what it means. She sees and she knows and she feels and she sits quietly observing. But she also says the hard no's. She also doesn't give elaborate explanations for her no. She also only says yes to what's aligned. That's what it means to be High Priestess and a High Priestess healing me. It's not just the knowledge of High Priestess, but the embodiment of it. Does that make sense? Say, Pisces, I am the High Priestess. And I allow my High Priestess energy to heal me. And healing here looks like tweaking the algorithm towards thriving. So your High Priestess energy not only heals the wounds, but catapults you into thriving, success, victory. Whoa. Not going to keep them, but see what's coming up now? Look at this. 9 of Cups, 6 of Pentacles, 7 of Pentacles, Queen of Cups, the Divine Sisters again. Again. This is like, this is the way. This is the way. This is the way. Keep going, Pisces. Don't stop now. If you got here, if this is what's happening now, don't stop now. Don't stop now. You're just, it's like you crawled out of the cave. Now you're on land. Now you get to like run free in the meadow and you get to swim in a waterfall and you get to, you know, like all these beautiful instances of thriving. Now is the time for that. Don't let the past come back to trick. That's the illusion. Whoa! Death again. Rebirth again. Sun setting again. Look at that. The sun setting again. Losing everything is like the sun going down on me. This is big ego death, but it's like slow over time versus, you know, catapulted out with a psychedelic or something or breath work. That song means so much to me. When Mo took her life in 2008. And I heard that song a couple months later, and I knew she was like communicating with me through that song. If you're feeling like the world beneath you is crumbling and reality is shifting into a reality that you're like, I don't know this one now. I want you to know that that's a great thing. That's a great thing, Pisces, because that means that your awareness of the reality that we're in is stretching so that you can fit more of your gifts and more of your knowing. It'll settle in and make, it's like when you get a tattoo, right? At first it looks like someone drew pen on you, and then over time, right, it settles, the skin stops swelling, the art becomes clearer, the ink will spread, and it's just part of you now. It's not raised skin. I know that's such a rudimentary example, but if you're feeling like, what the F is happening? Reality is shifting all over again. What I used to know to be true of reality is now shifting. That's ego death, and that's okay. You're right where you're supposed to be. You're so brave. I applaud you. It's a big deal. I hope you give your heart the acknowledgement for being so surrendered to the process that you even get to experience that. Because what I just said, some people, if they heard that, they'd be like, what the hell is this girl talking about? And that's okay too. That's their journey. But if you're picking up what I'm putting down, you're in a beautiful place spiritually, as chaotic as it feels. Can you surrender and let the old ways and cycles die out so that you can step into a rebirth energy and receive what has always been meant for you? Can you hit that like button if this makes sense, if you understand the words coming out of my mouth? It's okay to be scared. It's part of the process. It's okay to be scared, Pisces. Just remember that fear is not fact. Fear is a byproduct of your ego dissolving. And they, that ego is going to kick and scream. And it's going to try to convince you that change is not good and it's not safe. Allow it to kick and scream, allow it to tantrum, and allow it to naturally begin to silence itself. Meditate, Pisces. Be still, Pisces. Lean into your community, Pisces. You're not alone in this change. Okay, one more. There's that 7 of Wands that we knew was going to come out. Knight of Wands, 6, 9, 8, 1. Breaks down to 7 of Wands. Hold your ground. They should all want a piece of you. They should all want to partner with you, talk to you, hang out with you, date you, love you, work with you. They all should. But there's a fee. And it's energetic. And if it doesn't align, they can't. And that's okay. Hold your ground, Pisces. People are going to try you. Yep, that's the past. Putting down the past. I'm going to get another deck because I want to know a little bit more about this Knight of Wands. Can I get insight on this Knight of Wands? Spontaneous motivation, inspiration. 10 of Swords, healing, 5 of Swords. Okay. If you have experienced a pattern of feeling like people only want to either be friends with you or work with you or collaborate with you, date you, because of how you make them feel versus how they, what the symbiotic relationship would be, the reciprocity. When you hold your ground this week, saying the no's to what's not aligned and saying the yes to what's aligned, look what happens. You're beginning to minimize the 10 of Swords, right? You're like, I've moved away from that pain. I'm looking towards the sun now. I'm looking towards healing. You heal that heart chakra connected to the divine. You're acknowledging your connection to your gifts, to your higher power, to your value in fairness and justice, to your awareness, acknowledgement, and appreciation, gratitude for your intuition and the gifts that you have. You're honoring it. It might be difficult. That is how you know you're doing it. And you're minimizing the wounding and the perpetuation of the pattern and the lingering resonance of it from 10 swords to 5 swords. The swords suck, but you're going from 10 to 5 through the star, through the healing. Oh my God, my scalp's tingling now. That's it, Pisces. You are diminishing the resonance that used to attract and vibe with that energy. You're diluting it. You're getting rid of it. You're clearing it. I don't think that Knight of Wands is you. I think that Knight of Wands is outside of you, especially with the direction it's looking. Does this make sense? You're doing major spiritual transformation work, major energetic clearing, major emotional healing, nurturing, expansion. And because you are honoring you, the divine, your higher self, law of attraction, the universe wants to invest in you. The investment comes in, something comes in, physical form, in your 3D, in your world. And it begins to grow slowly. I don't know how long that's going to take. Maybe it's Scorpio season. And at the same time, you get another surge of inspiration, motivation, an idea, a creative new spark, a passionate project, collaboration, or offer. This is open-ended. 9 of Wands, again, all these repeats, man. This is, look at you. This is like your body language, right? You're like, I've created enough boundaries for myself to peep the bullshit. And here you're like, I see you. And it's looking like bullshit. And I don't say that to be condescending to whoever and whatever is coming your way. I'm just being playful. All these people and places and things, like, they're all on their own journey too, right? It just is what it is. It's not personal. Like Missy from Saltwater Healing Tarot says, it's not personal, it's vibrational. It just is what it is, right? Man, we went on a journey. Okay. How are we feeling with this? Are you with me? Okay. Can I get some advice? Whoa, there's that Ace of Pentacles. Receive, Pisces. You're being asked to be open to receiving universal gifts. What is going on? I love this. Thank you, Spirit. These could come in the form of love, money, compliments, healing energy, and universal wisdom. Know that you're worthy of these gifts and open up to them. I love this. All right, let's pull. We haven't done one of these in a while. I'm going to pull a message from Spirit. Thank you, Spirit guides, guardian angels. She wanted to come out too. Whoa! Your internal compass is all that matters, Pisces. Card number 40 breaks down to 4, and that's the Emperor. That's 4 of Cups, 4, 4, 4. Angels are around you. You are not alone in this. It's time to pivot. Align yourself with your purpose, especially if it's career related. This is the time. This is the time. You're rebuilding. Okay. Some of you are rebuilding a foundation. Others of you spent the last year and a half, 18 months, 2 years, rebuilding a foundation. Now, if you're feeling this, like, what is reality? Everything feels weird. That means it's time for the ground floor. You did the foundation. You're building the next floor. You're exactly where you're supposed to be. If you feel wobbly, you're exactly where you're supposed to be. And joy guide, this is the sun. Lighten up and manifest through joy. Card number 29 breaks down to 11. That's the Master Manifestor energy. So what is it that you want, Pisces? Say no to what you don't want. Say yes to what you do want. And when you're saying yes to the things you do want, in those moments where it feels so good, so amazing, so joyful, tap into that gratitude, feel it, savor it, embody it, and then envision the next manifestation that you want to come through as if it's already yours. Hold my hands, Pisces. Thank you for being here with me. I'm sending you so much Reiki healing and light and love. You are a spiritual warrior. Don't stop now. Take a big deep breath in. And on the release, I want you to exhale all the old cycles and patterns with the affirmation and knowing that you'll be able to spot them in the moment and trust yourself and your High Priestess energy to spot it and move accordingly. Release. You are the High Priestess. I love you, Pisces. See you later.